Hello and welcome to the Third Eye Trio. I am Mona Me. I will be delivering the message today. So, today my message was for Melody, Dr. Melody Cherie Rogers. And if you've watched the previous videos, there's several videos that I felt like she tapped into my energy or I tapped into her energy and I was led to deliver a message. But today I was going to deliver the message and I actually did a reading for her. However, this is what I want to do. I feel that Melody, if I can call her that in this particular reading just for the sake of convenience, um, I'm going to say that there's some things she is moving in silence and I want to respect that. So anything that she wants to tell you, I'll let her tell you because she has a lot of things behind the scenes that are happening for her, big things, good things. But if you've watched the previous readings, I did say that I brought to her attention that even if you are, um, even though the scripture says, it reads that no weapons formed against you shall prosper. That does not mean that you will not have some casualties or have some bumps and bruises along the way. Now, that was very significant, and that was the warning of what just kind of um, rolled out or unfolded in the past couple of weeks or so. Now, she's kind of kept been tight-lipped about what was said in social media. However, the her tribe took a hit. Her tribe took a hit, and there were a lot of things that triggered a lot of people. So this is what I have to say to that. One of the things that you have to realize, and a lot of people, you don't know, and you don't know who you're looking at. One of my favorite um, actors is Denzel Washington, and he played Robert McCall in one of my favorite shows, movies, and I actually liked the movie before. I mean, the series before the movie came out, and for Denzel Washington to play Robert McCall in The Equalizer was epic for me. So, but one of the things that he said in the movie was, let me give me some light here. One of the things he said in the movie, he looked at the um, I don't know if he was considered a an assassin, but he was actually considered like an enforcer, or he was the cleanup guy who came to America to clean up the things that the Russians at that time had come and they not that they made a mock of it or they had run amok, and there were some things that were happening that the head of the snake was not pleased with. So he came, and now looking at him, well, me looking at him from the things that I know, you can look at him and see that he was not the person that you want to meet in a dark alley. But looking at Robert McCall, played by Denzel Washington, I might want to meet him in a dark alley, but he was not the type of person you wanted to meet in a dark alley if you were on the wrong side of right. Now, who's on the wrong side of right? That strongly and highly depends upon the which side you're on or who you're rooting for. So, but one of the things that one of my favorite lines in the movie, he looks at him. He said, you asked me, who do you see when you look at me? That's what the 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 Russian guy asked Denzel, and he said, "You asked me that, but who do you see when you look at me?" So I say that, and I preface this by saying, you never know, you never know who you're looking at or who you're talking to, because we all unfortunately wear masks, and but we at some point we have to look at people for who they are. And this was part of what the reading was. You have your eyes have to be open. You have to enter life, and you have to walk through life with eyes wide open. And that means in every aspect. You can no longer go in blindly about things. And when your eyes open, see what you're seeing. Don't pretend you see what you see. And I've been guilty of that myself. And but you know, it's time to not only grow up physically, chronologically, and biologically, but you got to let your eyes grow up also and see things as they are. And so one of the warnings I actually gave her in the previous reading was to her cutoff game was good, but I felt like she needed to sharpen her knife a little bit more. Now, I didn't specifically say that reading was for Melody Cherie, so if that reading resonated with you, the previous reading, I think that was Spiritual Warfare. That was the name of the reading, the video. But if it resonates with you, this message is for you as well. But I felt so much, so strongly that I was tapping into her energy, or she was tapping into mine. But that's what kind of unfolded in the last couple of weeks. That the information, or me talking about how even though weapons forms will not prosper, does not mean that there will be some casualties. And so in this time, some of the casualties included, like I said, her tribe, her fan base, because this includes like the strikes on channels. This includes people being triggered by what was saying about childhood traumas. And you know, it's I mean, it's indescribable. It's despicable. There's really no words for someone attacking a victim, or a victim for being a victim. Predators are going to prey, and they don't care who suffers at the hands of their predator. Them preying on you. So, and I don't mean PRAY. When you are that type of prey, I mean PREY. So let's be clear. So, what I wanted to do for this particular reading, I did the reading, but I'm going to be as tight lipped as she is. When she's ready to discuss what it is she wants to discuss, I'm going to let her do that. She's come out, and, with a brave front, and, whether those things happened in her past or not, for it to be said is disturbing. But you, as if you've ever been the prey of a predator, let me say this to you, and let me say this to Dr. Rogers. You have no reason to be embarrassed by what was done to you as a child, or even as an adult. When someone preys on you in that manner, this is what you have to focus on. There's a silver line in every cloud. And what you have to focus on is that you survived. You survived in whichever way that you can. So that's the celebration. You survived, and you're still surviving. But I want to give you some scripture that you could use from here on out, because for protection, because triggering is spiritual warfare. And what they're trying to do is to get her front line to fall back. And so stand firm when you are in your fight, because this is bigger than what was said on the internet. This is bigger than Dr. Rogers. She just took the role as the poster child for this event, so to speak. But this is so much bigger than anything that you can actually imagine. It's spiritual warfare, and the scriptures that you need to pray for protection. Some Psalms, and that's Psalms. Psalm 100, Psalms 91, Psalms 23, and there are others, but let's start with those and pray on those every day. Just meditate on those scriptures every day until you're feeling a sense of relief, a sense of if you could, because things like this can trigger or remove you from your faith, and that's spiritual warfare, let me tell you. So don't allow anything to come between you and your creator, your higher source. Go within yourself, pray on it, reflect on it, use it as your base. Faith, you only need the size of a mustard seed. That is humongous. So don't allow someone to separate you from your higher power. So those scriptures, once again, and I will list them at the end of this video, but for as far as Dr. Cherie Rogers, Melody Cherie Rogers, I want to allow her to keep um her plans her plans safe and tucked away. And I'll tell you why. Because the things that she does for good, there are other people that are attached to things that they don't even understand, that are, I'm going to call them what they are. They're the opposition. They are the ops. They are the enemies. But they're being used by things they don't understand. And so I'm going to allow her to announce her things on her timing, because it's divine timing. So I'm going to allow her to announce her things. Let her keep them tucked away until she's ready to come forward. And that way, the enemy cannot set up camp to be counterproductive on those things that she has coming. But I want to make sure that she knows that she has our love and our support, and we're going to stand firm on supporting her and stand on that front line for her, as she has done for us in so many ways. So I have prayer in my heart for those of you who have those of you who have been attacked or striked with their channels. What's meant for you, can nobody take it. No one can take anything that is intended for you. So don't worry. Don't worry. Even if it's a now thing, when one door closes, another window is wide open. So this may not be that may not be your moment, but you got another moment coming up. I can tell you that. And when I picked up the angel messages after I shuffled them and everything, this is what I saw. You are protected. I am protected. She is protected. You are protected. Trust your journey. Trust the way your life unfolds, and trust that you are where you need to be at the present moment. That is just the reading for today. That is for Dr. Rogers. That is for the millimeters. Did I say that? Millimeters. That is for those of you who are in support of her, because he can't win. He can't get even. So basically, what God has for you, nobody can touch it. Just believe that in your heart. Have faith in that. And and that's what I have to say about that. Now I am going to go ahead and give um some just a love message for you. And I'll give more angel messages as well. But I'm not going to do a tarot reading today and then give you some self-care messages. So this is really to the millimeters. It's for it's for Melody Cherie Rogers, but it's really for the millimeters as well. So the love message for you, and I hope that this was helpful for you. And and if you like this content, because I did a series on Note to Self, and if you like this type of content, please put it in the comments below, and I'll continue to do one at the end of, I mean, every Wednesday, I believe. So this is a new beginning for you. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. One more. Okay, so romance is in the air for someone. Cupid's arrow will strike. If that resonates with you, then that's what it is. If it doesn't, just leave it. Okay, time. You're trying too hard. Give it time. So, whatever it is, you may be thinking, you may be giving it too much energy. There's an old adage that says, I think it's glance at your problems, but gaze at God, and that's what you need to be doing at this time. Looking to God for your answers. So pray, and praying, and I say this all the time, but praying is you being very specific to God as to what it is that you want, and then you meditate to find out what His answer is to that. Now, I will give you self love. I'm not going to do the yin yang on this one. I will give you self love and angel messages also. Isn't ready? And for those who have watched my videos, you do know that I do daydream. Let your mind go wild. Embrace color and digital detox. Some of you need to seriously step away from social media for a while. If this triggered you, if that whatever happened, stepping away from social media for a little bit, step away and take care of yourself. Take care of yourself by daydreaming. Do things that you like to do. Dream big, and embrace the color here. It speaks to me, embracing nature. Take you some time, go to a park that's full of color, full of flowers, like a botanical garden of some sort, or even the zoo, but embrace nature and take control of change. And when it's all over and said with, celebrate fiercely. This will not last forever. It won't last forever. And I was watching Queen Shiva. I was watching her video, and a lot of good information on there. And listening to, oh, she was talking about how many people were directly or indirectly, I hope it's okay for me to say her name, give a shout out to her, but she spoke of people and took a quick poll of those persons that were directly affected and indirectly affected by SA. And I don't know why we can't say that on the internet, fear of strikes, because that's what, if it's on television, it should be, we should be okay to say it on here because it is for learning purposes. And if we're saying things like SA instead of um, the actual word sexual assault, which is what it is. And if we're teaching, we need to be able to say the words that we have to say. Okay. I am perceptive. So this goes to what I was saying, and I am observant. These angel messages, these are to you, the people that were triggered by what had happened. So this goes to what I was saying about who do you see when you look at me, or um, the line in the movie. So be very perceptive. You are perceptive, and I've said that you're very intuitive, and this is for Melody also because you are perceptive. And I've always said that I felt like you were highly intuitive. So use that, listen to your intuition because you are perceptive. Listen to your intuition. And those of you who were triggered, if this resonates with you, then albeit, because you have an inquisitive mind that allows you to uncover important truths. And that's why you're getting these attacks because they don't want the truth to be unfolded. So you uncovered. You have a special ability to read into other people's feelings, a wisdom seeker, and your angels ask to share your knowledge for the benefit of others. That's why you're being attacked because you're bringing light, you're shedding light to things that they don't want you to know. And so they don't want, well, if they think we have half a brain, they really know that we know that they're playing in our faces, so to speak. So they don't want you to say it out loud is the problem. So angel number 00, angels ask for your attention. Open your eyes, listen, and think about everything that is happening. Trust your intuition. Did I just say that? Trust your intuition and follow their guidance without any delay. Focus inward through meditation and prayer. I'm telling you, you do not need cards to give a reading. These are the things I've been saying throughout this whole video. And I really hope that you were able to watch the entire video because it is so very important that you get this message. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And just because I did not, this was the message for um, Dr. Dr. Rogers, as well as millimeters and anyone who's triggered by whatever took place. But what I want to do is also just kind of give you a yes no reading, a quick yes no reading. And excuse the ashes there if you can see them. Those are from the incense here. I really do enjoy doing these readings with you, but I have to tell you, I was somewhat triggered by it. Like I said, I done a reading for her, but I don't care to share it. I really don't want to share it because I think that is for her to tell. Her message is to tell. Some things just simply aren't our business. But time, I know they say, time, and that was one of the things that came up. Remember, time really does heal most wounds, I'll say. We did So think of your yes, no question. Yes, no question. And if you want to ask those things that you wanted to ask, or you came here looking for on a reading from Dr. Rogers, you ask that question. And but really, readings are really should be about yourself. So think of your yes no questions. I'll do one yes no question. I'll have three piles, and you choose the pile. These have been shuffled already. You choose your pile. Okay. If you chose pile A, the answer to your yes no question is yes. Independent wealth. If you chose pile B, the answer to your question is yes. That's a movement card. So, action. It's an action card. So, you will be moving forward with whatever that yes is. You have some foresight about it. You use your intuition, but that's a yes. If you chose pile C, your answer is yes. And that's about leadership and being in charge and being decisive. Okay? So that's going to conclude this reading. And like I say, I'll come back with a future reading on Dr. Melody Cherie, but I want to give her some time, as well as the millimeters, to regroup from this tragedy that has been placed in the in the social media arena, which I think is disgusting. But thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be back for the next video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.